Hey there, good to have you with us today. We've got a great show on United States Navy warfare badges. In particular, we're going to talk about submariners badges, special ops badges, even Marine Fleet Force badges. And you're going to see some that you've never seen before. So, let's go. Good to see you. I'm Frank Foster, your host, and we've got a great show today on the United States Navy warfare badges. I think you're going to see some of the most prestigious badges in the Navy, and you're going to see some that you've never seen before. But first, I'd like to thank Medals of America and Fountain Inn, South Carolina for providing all of the insignia that you're going to see today, and Medals of America Press for all of the information. In fact, most of the information came from Jim Thompson's book, Guide to United States Navy Medals, Badges, and Insignia. And you can find that at Medals of America Press. Jim's book covers all the time period between World War II and Desert Storm. So if you're a veteran from that period, that's the book for you. And there's a discount for it at Medals of America Press right now. The first thing we're going to take a look at is explosive ordnance disposal badges. And then we're going to go to the Fleet Marine Force badges. Those are the badges that the corpsmen who serve with the Marines are awarded. And as one of my old sergeants said, being shot at and missed is no big deal, but being shot at and hit really sucks. And the Marines appreciate the corpsmen out there when that happens. So they really do enjoy the prestige of the Fleet Marine Force badge. Then we're going to take a look at the Seabee badges. And then after that, we're going to take a look at special operations. And that's where you're going to see the rarest badge in the Navy, and you're going to see the most prestigious one, the one for the guys that got bin Laden. And then after that, we're going to take a look at the submariners badges, and it's also an incredible prestigious badge. Then we're going to take a look at a couple of the other badges for qualification, like parachutists, submarine patrols, and underwater badges. What I really mean there is diver badges, and they have some really cool ones in the Navy. So let's go wait, if you enjoy the show, please give us a like. Even better, subscribe. It really, really helps us. And well, that's enough of a commercial. Let's go take a look at the badges of the United States Navy. The United States Navy awards warfare badges to officers, petty officers, and sailors for their achievements and qualifications in often difficult and frankly dangerous skill levels. So let's start with one of the most dangerous, explosive ordnance disposal warfare badges. The Explosive Ordnance Disposal Warfare insignia, known in the Navy as the CRAB, is awarded to personnel trained to deal with construction, deployment, disarmament, and the disposal of high explosive munitions. The group is part of the Navy's special operations, and most all of them are dive qualified as closed-circuit divers. An interesting note, it's the only decoration awarded to all 4 uniformed services of the United States. It comes in 3 grades. The basic grade can take up to 3 years to qualify for, and it's a silver metal pin with a conventional drop bomb pointed down on a shield and radiates with 4 lightning flashes, all within a reef of laurel wreaths. And you can see on the senior level to the right, it has a star on the bomb, and then on the master level to the far right, it has a star on the bomb and a star with a laurel wreath above it at the top. It can take almost 15 years to qualify for the Master EOD badge. In 2007, the Special Operations Officer community was rechristened Explosive Ordnance Disposal, a change that the Navy felt also needed to reflect the EOD officer's warfare device as well. So the new officer's insignia is identical to the Master EOD warfare device, but is gold in color. I'm showing you 2 examples of the new gold badges for Navy officers, and also in the center bottom is an example of a subdued badge. I believe the Navy is the only one that authorizes the EOD badge in gold for officers. Enlisted EOD technicians wear the insignia as their primary warfare breast insignia is shown here. Officers formerly wore it as a secondary insignia under the Special Operations Warfare insignia, but now they wear it as basic, senior, and master insignia as their primary warfare device. Let me just take a second here and point out what the Navy means by primary and secondary devices. The Navy generally only authorizes the wear of 2 warfare badges. So the primary device, it goes above the ribbons, a quarter of an inch above the ribbons, and the secondary device goes below the ribbons as shown here. The Fleet Marine Force insignia can be awarded to Navy personnel assigned to the Fleet Marine Force Command, which is a combined command of Navy and Marine Corps. The insignia is earned for both officers in gold and silver and enlisted. Navy Hospital Corpsman, or simply called the Doc by the Marines, is a good example of a Navy personnel in the Fleet Marine Force. The chaplain's version of the officer badge shown on the right, you'll note that it does not include the crossed rifles. Here's a very good example of a Fleet Marine Force badge being worn as a primary badge just above the ribbons. And here is an example of a Fleet Marine Force badge being worn as a secondary badge below the ribbons. This Navy veteran corpsman has put together a very handsome display, putting his Fleet Marine Force badge in the upper left-hand corner, and on the right-hand corner is the aircrew badge, which is normally only issued to Marines, but it can be authorized Navy personnel serving with the Marines. You can tell by his decorations and awards that he's served in both Afghanistan and in Iraq. This is quite a handsome display case acknowledging and remembering a veteran's service in the Navy. This Navy corpsman, a veteran of Operation Iraqi Freedom, proudly displays his Fleet Marine Force insignia above his ribbons and medals. I especially like the picture in the upper left-hand corner. It looks like he's remembering somebody telling him what to do, or maybe he's telling somebody what to do. The Seabee Combat Warfare Badge is issued in 2 degrees, silver for enlisted personnel and gold for officers. The badge features an armed Seabee superimposed over a crossed sword and rifle atop oak leaves. The Seabee, of course, is the insignia of the Navy Seabees as a whole. And the badge is awarded to personnel assigned to qualifying units of Navy construction forces such as the Seabees and amphibious construction battalions. And the requirements are very, very demanding. And for officers, by the way, they must complete all of the enlisted requirements as well as the officer requirements. Here is a nice example showing the Seabee Combat Warfare Badge as a primary badge over a sailor's ribbons and the secondary badge, the Air Warfare Badge, below. This Navy veteran of the Vietnam War proudly displays his Seabee combat badge above his ribbons and medals. And I always have enjoyed or liked that Seabee patch. You just can't miss it. This Navy Seabee veteran of both the Operation Iraqi Freedom and Afghanistan shows his badge over his ribbons and medals. And he must have done some special work for the United States Army in Afghanistan or in Iraq, because he's been awarded the Army Achievement Medal. The Special Warfare Badge, a gold medal badge with an eagle holding a trident and a handgun in front of an anchor. Originally, this insignia was gold for officers and silver for enlisted, but was approved in gold for enlisted personnel in 1972. The Special Warfare Badge, also known as a Seal Trident, or the more popular nickname, the Budweiser, is one of the most recognizable combat badges of the United States Navy. First created in the 1960s, the Special Warfare Badge recognizes those service members who have completed the Navy's Basic Underwater Demolition Course, or the BUDS training, and have been designated as U.S. Navy SEALs. The SEAL badge is therefore unique in the Navy, and it is one of a few badges issued in a single grade for both officer and enlisted personnel. Shown below those badges is the Underwater Demolition Team insignia, obsolete, a metal pin with trident and handgun in front of an anchor. It was gold for officers and silver for enlisted, and the insignia became obsolete in 1972. As shown here, the Seal Trident is always worn as a primary badge over the ribbons. This former Navy SEAL, a Vietnam veteran, proudly displays his SEAL trident over his ribbons and medals. And he has the former UDT badge to the left of the case, his diver's badge to the right, his parachute badge underneath. I'd like to sit down with a case of Budweiser and hear the stories behind this display. Special Operations Warfare is the same ship and bow wave as surface warfare insignia. In lieu of the crossed swords, however, there is an ordnance disposal bomb over crossed lightning rays on one side and a diving helmet over two tridents on the other side. However, don't confuse Special Operations with Special Warfare, i.e. the SEALs. Special Operations in Navy talk refers to dive-qualified EOD technicians and is awarded to naval officers who have qualified in underway special operations tactics to include mine warfare, small boat interdiction, and counter-surface evasion. This badge is the rarest of all surface warfare qualifications. The second Special Warfare badge issued by the Navy is the Special Warfare Combatant Craft Crewman badge. The Navy pronounces it SWCC insignia, and it's awarded to enlisted personnel who have qualified and are assigned to special boat teams. There are three separate insignias used to denote the level of qualifications achieved individually by the SWCC sailors. As shown left to right, they're basic, senior, and master. The badge shows a background of a cocked flintlock pistol, a crossed naval enlisted cutlass, and a Mark V Special Operations craft atop a bow wave. The senior insignia incorporates an upright anchor into the background, and the master incorporates a banner with 3 gold stars on the upper portion of the anchor. The original Combatant Craft Crewman's badge is shown at the top, but it became obsolete in August of 2016. Bonus points to everyone watching who recognize the USS Nautilus, and that's going to lead us to the Submariner's badges. The Submarine Enlisted and Officer badge is a gold or silver badge showing the bow view of a submarine proceeding on the surface with the bow planes rigged for diving, flanked by dolphins in a horizontal position with their heads resting on the upper edge of the bow planes. It's gold for officers and silver for enlisted. The badge is universally known as dolphins or fish and is worn by the enlisted men and the officers of the Navy to indicate that they are qualified as submariners. It is considered one of the Navy's 3 major warfare badges, and its oldest, among the surface warfare badges and the Naval Aviation Badge. To earn the right to wear the badge, submariners complete an extensive qualification process lasting over a year, which virtually covers all of the submarine systems on board. Here's a nice shot of a submariner's badge on the jumper of a Korean War veteran, and you can see here that the dolphins are worn as a primary warfare badge, Master Chief Petty Officer's uniform. This Senior Master Chief does a nice job displaying his submariner's badge over his ribbons and medals, as does this Senior Chief of the Submariner Service. This Master Chief Petty Officer displays the submarine dolphins over his ribbons as the primary badge. And since this is a picture of the Master Chief Petty Officer of the Navy, I guess you would say this is the best example you're going to see on how you would wear 2 warfare badges on your uniform. Here's a very nice example of a World War II submariner displaying his submarine badge over his ribbons and his medals, a display that will be treasured by his family for generations to come. Here's another great display of a World War II Navy veteran who was in the submarine forces, and you'll also notice that he has the World War II version of the Navy Good Conduct Medal. 3 additional submarine warfare badges are shown here, starting at the top, which is the Submarine Engineering Duty insignia, which is 2 gold dolphins facing a silver circle inscribed with a silver 3-bladed propeller on a gold background. Back in the early 50s, the center of the insignia had a block letter E in the center. The badge in the center is the Submarine Medical insignia, and the 2 gold dolphins face an oval in the center inscribed with the Medical Corps device, and the acorn in the center is silver. The bottom set of dolphins is the Submarine Supply Corps insignia, It's a gold medal badge with two dolphins facing a Supply Corps oak leaf in the center. The Submarine Supply Corps insignia is awarded to members of the Navy Supply Corps who've qualified as supply officers aboard U.S. submarines. The Navy has two parachute insignia, basically known as jump wings, and they are awarded to personnel for training in airborne school. The basic parachute wings, shown here at the top, are silver, and they're issued from the United States Army Airborne School at Fort Benning, Georgia, and it's issued for the completion of 5 parachute jumps. The naval parachutist insignia, the gold wings, perhaps one of the most beautiful wings in the world, is issued after 10 qualifying jumps and is used by both the Navy and the Marine Corps. The 3 submarine combat patrol insignias are shown here. The one at the top is the Submarine Combat Patrol insignia in silver, showing the broadside view of the Flying Fish class submarine, with a scroll at the bottom. The gold stars are mounted on the scroll to indicate successful patrols for which the original insignia was awarded in World War II, and it has not been awarded since then. The SSBN Deterrent Patrol insignia, shown in the bottom, are a silver or gold medal pin showing the broadside view of a Lafayette-class SSBN proceeding submerged with a Polaris missile circled by 3 electron paths centered in the foreground and a scroll across the bottom of missile and submarine. The SSBN Deterrent Patrol insignia is worn by officers and men of the Navy who've completed strategic deterrent patrols in nuclear ballistic missile submarines. It is the successor to the Submarine Combat Patrol insignia shown above. It was issued in World War II. I think you'll admire this Navy veteran's display of the badges off of his uniform. The diver badge, which you'll see in a moment, is dolphins, and his nuclear patrol badge. These are the gold and silver deep submerged officer and enlisted badges, and they are issued to officers and men of the Navy Submarine Service who qualified in submarines and have completed 1 year of regular assignment to a manned or unmanned deep submergible. The Navy has a number of underwater or diving badges. The one in the upper left corner is the Diving Officer's Insignia, which is a gold badge with 2 upright seahorses facing a diving helmet and 2 tridents projecting upward and counted outward from the diving helmet's cover. The Diving Medical Insignia is the same as a diving officer, also in gold, with a caduceus on the breastplate. A Master Diver's Insignia is the same as the Diving Officer's Insignia, but it's in silver. In the upper right corner is the Diving Medical Technician's Insignia, which is the same as the Diving Medical Insignia, but in silver color. The First Class Diver Insignia is shown in the bottom left corner and is a silver metal diving helmet surrounded by sea serpents. And then it is followed by the Second Class Dive Insignia, which is a silver metal diving helmet and breastplate. The Scuba Diver Insignia is gold for officers and silver with a wetsuit hood and face mask with breathing apparatus, and I've also shown a miniature just to the right of a silver one. And the final insignia is the Combat Diver Insignia, a gold medal pin depicting a masked diver wearing a tactical closed-loop underwater breathing apparatus. Here's a nice shot of a petty officer wearing a first-class dive badge over his medals. And this Navy Korean War veteran displays a dive badge over his awards. Thanks for joining us today. I hope you enjoyed our show on United States Navy warfare badges, some of the most prestigious badges in the world. And, well, some of the rarest also. And, well, what about that great badge for our guys who got bin Laden, the SEAL badge? And had you seen the UDT badge before it? Well, that's a little something extra we always try to throw in. By the way, if you enjoyed the show, please give us a like. Even better, it really helps to subscribe. Okay,